up, everybody? Today I'm on the brand new to me 2009 Yamaha WR450 that is street legal. So yeah, like I said, it's a 2009. This is actually still a carbureted bike, which it's been a minute since I rode a carbureted bike on the street. I like it. I have a ton of vintage bikes. I guess it hasn't really been that long since I've ridden a carbureted bike on the street. It's an enjoyable experience. This bike specifically checks pretty much every single one of my boxes as far as what I was looking for in a dual sport and on an off-road bike, because I was really looking at a DRZ 400 or something similar, because I've already had a 250L and I really liked that 250L. I take it back, I loved that 250L. I want something with a little bit more pep, and obviously this fits that bill for a couple of reasons that I'm going to go over. My preferences were I would like electric start and kick start. I wanted it to be pretty light. I was erring more towards like street legal dirt bike like this. Decently sized tank, decent enough gas mileage, but especially just something really peppy. Like gas mileage is secondary by quite a bit, probably tertiary, but something that was known to be reliable, so like, you know, nothing that didn't have a reputation behind it, basically. Something with decent aftermarket support, something where parts availability was really good, and this just checked every single one of those boxes. It was also dirt cheap. First adventure of the day. That's another thing is the main cow. The main reason why I wanted to get one of these, not necessarily this bike specific, but a dual sport again, is because I really miss that 250L. I miss being an absolute hooligan everywhere I go. And don't get me wrong, I definitely do that sort of stuff on the RC51, but it's and the Blackbird, but this is a far more appropriate bike. Now, if you'll notice, you can kind of hear a little bit of backfire. Now, it has a stock exhaust, stock airbox to my knowledge. I don't think it's modified in any way. Maybe about time for valve clearance adjustment, which brings me to the only real downside of having something like this that people don't think about. So take the new CRF 450RL, for example. It's a great machine. It's a peppy bike, and it's based off the CRF 250R motor. But and so that means you have a lot of power. It's really peppy, really responsive. It's based off a motocross bike. It's essentially a street legal motocross bike that's detuned a little bit, just like this. Now, the downside is that race bikes, if you've ever owned one, have a pretty thorough maintenance schedule, and this is no exception. Valve clearances every 30 hours, or I want to say it's like 2,000 miles or something like that. I can't remember, of light use, 10 hours of heavy use. I have to look at it again. Oil change every 10 hours of non-race use, which I'm going to be using it relatively heavy, and I do intend to race it, which I'll get into in another video, because I really just want this to be about this bike. But I've got really big plans for it. This is more of a ride and review. See a knee knocker here. So maybe I'll learn to wheelie on this bike. I've done wheelies for ages, but I've never learned the right way. I'm not really good at wheelies. I know that looked pretty good, but that was uphill. On my 250L, I was actually pretty decent, but that was a while ago. But yeah, I've definitely got plans for it, but I'm going to talk about the bike in its current state because it's actually pretty stock. It's got bark busters, a luggage rack, and a bigger gas tank. Other than that, to my knowledge and my understanding, I believe it to be 100% stock otherwise. So it's actually a good review to do before I modify it, because I will be modifying it. Nothing terribly insane. Oh yeah, I'm on a fucking dual sport today. Like, oh yeah, I can do what I want. I'm on a fucking street legal dirt bike. I didn't see him come up behind me. I'm trying to figure, there's like it's probably not gonna be audible on camera whatsoever. A certain noise up here, it sounds like something rattling. And I don't notice anything mechanical that looks loose, that's obvious. I just realized my pasty white arms are probably gonna get cooked. Is so nice. I can only imagine how interesting this would be with Supermoto tires. I may buy a set of Supermoto tires for it, or wheels and tires, because I'd love to have the option to do both. Alright, we're in town now. Hey, another bike. I think I know that guy. Also, one thing to bear in mind if you do decide to daily ride one of these things is that it doesn't have radiator fans. Pretty much none of these do. If you let it sit long enough, it will boil down. It absolutely will. I'll sweat my balls off. I'm getting so sunburnt from this. I'm just going to be clear. Oh. I'm just a moron having fun. This is obviously not very much, but there's not really many hooligan spots in Franklin. Anyway, I think that's about it for my adventure because my camera's probably about to run out. So that'll be at least it for the video. This is a little bit more of a loose ride-in review than I normally do. I'll probably do a more in-depth one when I have some seat time because I feel like my opinion will be a bit more valid. I've ridden a crap ton of bikes and I can usually get pretty decent first impressions, but I like to make sure that I try to be accurate. So if you see another one in the future, I'm not trying to milk it or anything, but I do think that my opinion may change over time. And if it does, I'll take this one down, or at least, you know, make notes in it or something. But yeah, so overall, in conclusion, my overall opinion is this bike is fucking awesome. And if you're thinking about getting a street legal dirt bike, you should absolutely do it, as long as you understand that there are some things that are going to kind of suck a little bit compared to a already made dual sport, and or most anyway. I think next video I make with it, I'm going to take it on some local, I wouldn't call them trails, so they're technically public roads, but don't let that deceive you. They're not like just fire roads, you know, they're a little bit more than that in some places, like actually decently kind of gnarly water crossing that I'm actually afraid of, honestly. I've done them on the KZ because I could touch the ground on the KZ. This is gonna suck. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you want to see my adventures on this bike, or any of my other bikes for that matter, a like and a subscription is very, very much appreciated. it.